Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of being whole within yourself, whether you're in a relationship or if you're single. So, there was a time where a lot of people thought that being in a relationship with somebody was going to complete them. You know, they were waiting on their person. They were waiting on the one. They felt as if they were not whole, as if they were not complete. And this person would just come into their life on a horse and save them. And we know now that is not the truth. And I feel like a lot of people, and I'm speaking from personal experience, you know, when they are in a relationship, what tends to happen, and mostly with women, I haven't seen much with men. I'm not a man, so I don't know. But I know, you know, just under this patriarchal Abrahamic religion, a lot of women have been taught that you become whole when you get a person. But the problem with that is a lot of people, and I've been here before too, what happens is when they get in a relationship, they abandon themselves, right? And what happens is they are focusing all of their energy on this person and they start abandoning themselves. And when you start abandoning yourself, you feel it. You feel that void. I've been there before where I've been in a relationship where I've abandoned myself and I felt lonelier than ever before. That's a horrible feeling, to be in a relationship and feel alone. Now, as I look back in hindsight, it wasn't my partner's fault. It was my fault because I abandoned myself. And whenever you abandon yourself, you start feeling that emptiness and that feeling of loss. That's because you're disconnected from yourself. That's why I always say it is extremely important to fulfill yourself at all times. I actually believe inside of a relationship, you should do more work to feel whole and to feel complete within yourself. It is not your partner's responsibility. And I know in these days and times, you know, people like to say, don't victim blame. What about narcissistic partners and all this and that? And my answer for this is this. When you truly love yourself and you place yourself as the center of your reality and you are fulfilling yourself, you're loving yourself, you're taking care of yourself, guess what? You are not going to allow anybody to play with you or disrespect you. When you feel someone is disrespecting you, not loving you, not supporting you, you have no problem to disconnect and depart from that person because you understand you are the center of your life and you deserve the best. And then you also know that there are people on this planet that will love and support you the way you are. So, yeah, it's extremely important to fulfill yourself. That list of things that you want to do, you need to be doing those things often. A lot of times, and again, I've been here before, where you're in a relationship and you're just focusing on your partner and you're not doing the things that you need to do to fulfill your own destiny. Then you become jaded because you look at your partner and you're like, oh, I love you so much. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But guess what? I personally feel that everyone that comes into your reality is a messenger telling you who and what you are. So if you are abandoning yourself, if you are neglecting yourself, if you're not fulfilling yourself, how can somebody come into your life and fulfill you? How can somebody come into your life and make you feel whole and complete when you don't feel whole and complete within? And this is the thing. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect to be in a relationship. However, I do feel if you want a healthy and a balanced relationship, you need to be doing your own devotion to yourself, right? And whatever that looks like for you, whether it's praying, meditating, some type of spiritual practice, working with a life coach, working with a therapist, or doing your own thing, you definitely need to be connecting to yourself. And also on the physical level, you need to be doing those things that you want to do. You should not be waiting on your partner. And I feel like this, when you are loving yourself, when you're supporting yourself, when you're putting yourself first, right? You become magnetic. So that to-do list, those things start being magnetized to you. Your partner is going to be magnetized to you. They're going to be intrigued with you. People like people that are obsessed with themselves. Now, I don't mean in a narcissistic, selfish way, but a person that's inspired within their lives. People are drawn to that. And again, if you're in a relationship with somebody that's mistreating you, you have no problem in disconnecting from them because you know you deserve better. You're not going to continuously allow this person to mistreat you and play you. You're going to depart from them because you understand I deserve better. And there's millions and billions of people on this planet that will treat me better. But again, you have to focus on fulfilling yourself. It is extremely important. No one is coming to save you. Everyone that comes into our life is reflecting us to us. That's why in romantic relationships, people tend to trigger us the most because we're deeply connected to them on a spiritual and a sexual level. And a lot of times they bring up a lot of these triggers and these wounds, and that's okay. When they come up, you should address them. You should work on them. But it's not your partner's responsibility to work on your own triggers. And trust me, I'm speaking from personal experience. I've been there and I've done that. And I tell people, stop abandoning yourself. Whether you're in a relationship or you single, you need to always focus on yourself. You need to always center yourself. You need to always nurture and water yourself. How many of you know people that have been in a relationship and they lose themselves? They stop watering themselves and they start watering their partner. And their partner glows up and they become dull and drained like a hungry ghost. Shout out to my boy, All Is Mental. He always talks about that. You don't want to be a hungry ghost looking to your partner to fulfill you, to make you feel good about yourself. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting love and companionship. All that is regular. But when you are depending on that person to make you feel good about yourself, that is an imbalance and you will feel the void. And nothing is going to fulfill you. Fulfillment comes from within. It is a daily inner devotion. You have to become devoted to yourself. And the thing about it within this matrix, I don't know if it's by design or we signed up for it. I don't know. But this matrix has us thinking the more you consume, right? If you're in a relationship or whatever the dynamic is, or if you travel, whatever the case may be, those things are going to fulfill you. There's nothing wrong with having desires. However, I personally feel first and primary, we should be centering ourselves, right? We should be going within daily. We should be nurturing ourselves. We should be loving ourselves. We should be supporting ourselves. We should be treating ourselves with the spirit of excellence all day, every day. And when you do that, automatically, energetically, you are teaching people how to treat you. But you cannot treat yourself like shit and expect for people to treat you like gold. You cannot do it. It is always your responsibility for the rest of your life. You've been with yourself longer than you've been in a relationship with anybody. So you might as well stop abandoning yourself. Start asking your inner self, what do I need to feel whole and complete? Right? You need to start loving on yourself. You need to start accepting yourself. You need to start speaking to yourself in a lovingly way. You should start taking care of yourself, spending time with yourself. Become obsessed with your growth and expansion. And do things that bring you joy. And when you are living a life of completeness and wholeness, that doesn't mean you don't need anybody. It doesn't mean you're in the shadows by yourself. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about you are putting yourself first before anything. You are fulfilling yourself. Guess what? Again, you become magnetic. And all those external things and desires you want, they will come to you so fast it will knock your head off your shoulder. But you cannot operate in this realm from a place of emptiness and thinking people, places, and things are going to fulfill you. It is always your responsibility. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what other people do in a relationship. First and primary, You should always fulfill yourself. You should always place yourself on a pedestal. You should always nurture and love and water yourself. Because again, energetically, you are teaching other people. You will never have to, when you place yourself as the center of your reality and make yourself the most important person in your reality, you really loving on yourself, you're taking care of yourself. Guess what? You won't even have to verbally tell anybody. Energetically, they can feel it. They can feel you are whole. They can feel you are complete. They can feel that you love yourself. They can feel that you are fulfilling yourself. They can feel that you are the center of your reality. And they want to share you with you. But if you're walking this planet like, oh, you have to find somebody to make you feel whole and complete, something is wrong. You're looking for yourself outside of yourself. You're lost. You're confused. You don't know who you are. You're not celebrating yourself. You're not fulfilling your destiny. People can feel that. And they will reflect that back to you. So again, always center yourself. Make yourself the primary person in your life. Water yourself. Nurture yourself. Love yourself. Spend time with yourself. Invest in yourself. Get connected to yourself. And we all know how to do it. It's no one way to do it. You've been doing it for all of your life. You may not be conscious of it, but you have been doing it. And you also feel when you are disconnected from yourself. And again, it's not your partner's responsibility. It is not. I know this reality likes to tell you, oh, someone is going to come and make you feel whole and complete, and they're going to save you from yourself. That's not true. If anything, you're going to continuously experience heartbreak. And actually, you are breaking your own heart. When you abandon yourself, when you place somebody above you, you will always feel that disconnection. You will always feel that void. I don't care how amazing your partner is. They can never make you feel whole and complete within. That is always an inside job. And whenever you abandon yourself in a relationship, you will feel it and you will suffer until you come to the conclusion that you have to fulfill yourself. It is not your partner's responsibility. And again, when you operate like that, more than likely, your partner is going to reflect that back to you. And if they are not doing so, you have no problem in getting rid of them. You're not being the ride or die. You're not begging somebody to change. Doesn't mean that you can't have a conversation and try to work things out. I'm not saying that. But you know what you deserve. You know you deserve the best. And I guarantee you, if you walk this planet knowing that you are perfect, you are whole, you are complete, you're loving yourself, you're supporting yourself, you're investing in yourself, you're doing all the things that you say you want to do, and you're showing up for yourself on a consistent basis, I guarantee you, you'll have whatever you want. Because you know truly your inner work will be reflected on the outer. And you don't have to force, you don't have to beg, you don't have to get on social media and throw subliminals at people. You don't have to do that because you know who you are. You know when you're in the presence of somebody that knows who they are, somebody that's truly invested in themselves, somebody that's fulfilling themselves, somebody that's loving themselves, somebody that's supporting themselves, somebody that has compassion for themselves. That person is extremely magnetic. And wherever they go, they light up the room. People are drawn to them. So yes, forever and always, make sure you are centering yourself. You are not abandoning yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. Remember, people do not come into your reality to make you whole and complete. Everybody comes in our reality as a messenger, reflecting who and what we are. And like I said before, I'm not victim blaming, but I do believe when you really have high self-esteem and high confidence and you love yourself and you center yourself and you know your value, you're not going to let anybody play you and you're not going to let anybody disrespect you. You have no problem in disconnecting from them. I hope and I pray and I trust this message was received in love. Love you long time. Talk to you later. Peace.